Okie dokie. You might be able to see my face for once. Cool, maybe. It's kind of ugly. Who cares? Alright, so most important part of leatherwork is actually your knives. For guys that are just starting, don't get intimidated. Don't. I did. Knives are expensive. They're the most expensive thing you're going to buy tool-wise, other than like sewing machines, clicker presses, big skiving machines, stuff like that. That's not something you buy in the beginning. So here we've got swivel knives and then cutting knives. These two right here are Terry Nip Shield. Awesome guy, awesome knives. Get some if you can. You'll probably have to go to Sheridan this year to go get them. Oh wait, Sheridan, maybe, I don't know. Or Wichita Falls if you're here in Texas. This is a Leather Wrangler's Utility Pro knife, or I can't remember exactly what they call it. I actually picked this up from a guy that was getting out of the business. It is the only way I got it as quick as I did. Usually you're 15 to 20 weeks, I think they're saying now. But to go on, these two are my ugly knives. This is a Tandy. They used to sell a little Damascus knife set, and I got both of them as Christmas presents. And yeah, they got cut. And then this guy's one that I made myself. It works really good, but it's ugly. Over to the swivel knives. So just starting out, you're going to probably end up starting out with something like this. This is a Tandy tool. It's a cheap little swivel knife. It's like 15 bucks. But you can do fine with it. You don't need a $100 swivel knife to do good work. You can do it with the cheapest Chinese piece of trash if you know what you're doing. And if you practice. Then we go to a Craft Tool Pro. This is a big barrel, and that is a angle blade that I ended up cutting a flat for. Then we go to my everyday knife. This is a Berry King with the monster barrel, and I use this guy all the time. It's got a really narrow hollow ground blade. I like it the best. Then this one is a Clay Miller, and I really like this knife. It's just, I've got an angle blade in it, and I don't use angle blades that much. I mainly use them for, you know, cleaning stuff up, doing decorative cuts, but for the majority of my tooling and carving, I'm going to be using my Berry King, and this is the one you'll see me use all the time. Alright, on to care. You gotta sharpen your knives eventually. You can buy a brand new Leather Wrangler's badass knife, and it's gonna be badass, but after about a year, even if you keep it stropped perfect, that blade angle's gonna change a little bit and it's not gonna cut right. And that's gonna happen anytime. With Tandy knives, you're gonna sharpen them once a month at the very least. Nip Shield, you know, a year, year and a half, they need to be resharpened if you've just been stropping them. Same thing with your swivel knives. Your swivel knife, actually, you need to sharpen more often because you strop it all the time while you're carving. You don't sit there and carve a whole freaking portfolio front and not strop your knife. You just don't do it. So, I'm going to show you how to actually sharpen leather knives and swivel knives, because people don't seem to understand how to sharpen knives anymore. This, you can get one of these at Academy. They're like 15 bucks. Cheap, easy to go. Now this guy's already been sharpened, and so is my Leather Wrangler's knife, so I'm going to just set them out over there. We're going to take a coarse side, and if you've ever watched someone sharpen a knife, you'll notice that they seem to go like this. That's actually wrong. You want to pull away from the blade. You don't want to push the blade against the stone. You want to just pull it back away from it. And do that 5 or 10 times, and then you're going to come up here and go like this to the blade. Be careful. What you're hunting is a little burr will start coming up around the edge, and you'll start to feel it. you can see it's starting to come up. If you can see, I don't know if this camera's good enough, I doubt it. There'll be this little tiny silver line that you can see right on the edge, and that's the burr. Oh yeah, yep, it's there. Once you've got that burr going all the way down the blade, you want to feel it the whole way. You don't want any spots where it's not there. Because what you're basically doing is just grinding off a little bit of metal. And when you do it right, the blade will be a lot better than if you ran it through, say, I don't know, one of those little ninja thingies. Alright, so I've got my burr up all the way down this blade. So we're done with this coarse stone. Now we come over to our fine stone, and it's a diamond stone. Works better if you go through and just put a little bit of water on there, mix it in, some lubrication. Oil works the best, but I am out of sharpening oil right now. And if you notice, you want to keep that plane on that blade just about the same all the way through. If you're going like this with it, you're going to ruin everything. And that's why you see me moving my whole arm, because it keeps that blade pretty much perfect. Feeling on that, and it feels good. So done with this, and this is really quick. If you want to actually sharpen and polish them, they're going to take about 30-45 minutes a knife to do it. But I'm just giving you a quick demonstration so you'll understand what needs to be done. This is a medium Arkansas stone. I think it's equivalent of like 5,000 or 6,000 grit. Alrighty. Now this next stone is special. This stone's about 100 years old actually. It was my great-great-grandpa's, and it's about 10,000 to 15,000 grit. You can't use water with the stone actually. You either spit on it or you use oil. And the reason being is it's so slick that the water will just run right off of it. And this always makes my old lady nervous when I'm doing it right here, because that blade running right next to my finger, she thinks I'm going to slice my finger open. Be careful, you will. So we've got it polished, and if you can see that polished edge, that's how it should look. You know, it should be shiny on the edge. You shouldn't really be able to see much scratching. Now you just take it over here to your strop and strop it, and you'll notice at this point these little slivers of metal coming off the edge of the blade. That's everything you've ground off, and whenever you grind it off right, it leaves it extremely sharp. See? Nice, razor sharp. You can shave with it if you want. So that's how you sharpen a regular knife. Swivel knife blades are different. The reason being is the angle's different. On a knife blade, especially a leather knife blade, you want that blade profile to be as fine as possible. I aim for 10 or 11 degrees. A razor, what's a razor? A razor's 21 degrees. and I aim for 11. These knives will seriously screw you up. They'll cut you down to the bone before you know what's happening. Now swivel knives are different. With these you want a 25-degree angle, and you run into a problem. This barrel is too wide to do that. With this knife, I have to take the blade out, and I have a little blade guide sharpener from Tandy's that I got because these blades are too small to really hold, and you have to do it that way. This one we can do it with because the profile is a lot smaller. Now you're going to take it over here, and if you can see that, you need it to be a pretty steep angle. And let's just look at it, make sure we're getting full coverage. See, it's the actual blade, because this is a factory sharpened blade. There's a little dimple right there on the corner, and we don't want that. Alright, so now we've gotten that dimple pretty much out, and swivel knife blades generally are a lot softer steel than the leather knives, than your actual trim knives and stuff, and that makes it easier. You know, 5, and I've got a full burr going all the way down it. Now this is the fine side. It's the same as the big stone. I just prefer to use the big stone on the knives because I get more coverage and I have a little bit more room to go. Alrighty, so if you look, it's all scratchy looking. Now you bring it over here. Now you clean that off, looking good. Now we'll come over, spread that out on the sapphire a little bit more. I just call it, it's not a real sapphire stone, I just call it that because it's the same grit as some of my other stones that are actual. They're called sapphire stones, and they're clear blue stones, extremely high grit, and I use them to sharpen straight razors. You can get everything you need to sharpen your knives on stones at Academy. Academy sells it's Arizona stones. It's from Smith's. And it's got 3 stones on it. It's got your coarse, your medium, and your fine. You can grab that and then grab an extra fine stone to go with it, and you'll be pretty set. I prefer the diamond stones to set my edges because they're a lot more aggressive. You know, on a coarse whetstone, it's basically a slab of sandstone, and it's not going to cut away the steel as good. Alrighty. Well, see, we've stropped that, and when you strop, not a lot of pressure, and just pull it straight back. Avoid rolling it at the end. A lot of people do that when you're just starting out. They'll go like this and pull it like that. Well, you've just destroyed the whole edge. You want to keep it flat, and what I do is I set down and then pick up and then move it. And to prove that I actually did sharpen this stone, you know, this knife a little bit, we'll take this guy, throw some water on this leather, come on. There you go, nice and sharp. See? And that's how you want them to cut. Alright, thanks for watching. Any questions, just comment. If you want to be rude about it, I'm not going to answer you. Have a nice day.